Hello YouTube University students, and welcome back to Opa's Garage. In the garage today I'm going to show you a little simple to make gadget, tool, device that I made for my truck hoist so that I can move my arms when the hoist arms are up in the air. So let's take a look at what I got. Now, not that it matters, but recently I purchased this truck solely for the purpose of taking the bed off of it. I actually got the truck for less than what the bed would have cost new. The bed's only a couple years old, and I'm going to use this bed on one of my other trucks, and I'll be making a video on the installation. I really didn't see any sense in making a video on removing it from this truck. But that being said, you can see that I've got it backed in. I've got everything all tore apart, and I'm getting ready to lift the bed up off of the truck. Now, as most of you know, with a car and a truck hoist, the arms, when they're sitting on the ground, they move freely. You can put them in position. And then once you start raising it up off the ground, these little retainer pins drop down and it locks the arm in place. And that is, of course, a safety feature, so that once you start raising a vehicle up, if you don't have one of these arms really secured, it's in a way that it can kick out from underneath the vehicle. This safety will stop this arm from being able to kick out from underneath. But the problem that you run into, like in this situation here, I'm not raising something up off the ground, or where I can set the arms and I can kind of line them up and get them really good and close. I'm lifting something that the bottom of this truck bed is 39 inches off of the concrete, and the bottom of the arm is already up in the air 29 inches. So for me to be able to move this arm, I have to reach over and lift up on the safety pin, and sometimes they get stuck, and then once you lift up on the pin, you can move it freely. Now, a problem that I've run into in the past, especially with the trucks, once you get it into position and you think that you have it in the right spot, a lot of times you'll start raising the arms up, and then you'll realize, oh no, I need to move that arm over a little bit. Well, it's kind of hard to be down on the ground, down on all fours, reach over, grab this pin, and still be able to move or slide in and out the arms to get it in the correct position that you want it. So what I've come up with is a stack of washers that I've welded together and then cut in half. There's one half, there's the other half. I don't know if this is actually the same set, but anyway, I took, looks like 5 1-inch washers and put a couple little beads of weld to hold them in place, and then after that I put this washer underneath the pin, or underneath the lift ring. And the reason that I did that is, if you don't have that washer there, you lift up, you put that in place, it wants to slide out. But if you lift that up and you lift up the washer, slide your stack of washers, it holds it just fine. Now you can move your arm to wherever you want it, and then once you've actually got it located where you want it, all you gotta do is lift that up a little bit, make sure you wiggle it to drop that pin down so that your safety feature is fully latched in, and you're good to go. And for the most part, you're looking at maybe $10 total for the 2 stacks of washers, because of course you're going to need to have 4 of these to be able to move all 4 of your lift arms. And I used grade 8. You don't have to use grade 8. And then I stacked them up together, put a bead of weld on both sides, and then took a cutoff wheel and just cut them in half. But something quick, easy, very cheap to make, but I have found it to be very, very handy since I've made them and put them in use here in my shop. So I know it's a quick video, but maybe you found this useful. If you have, please consider liking and subscribing. Please check out my other videos. And until next time, keep living your best life. Get on out in the garage and fix something.